He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass.
Yeah, that campaign rally in Minnesota was something else. Very engaging. Now, again, not necessarily 100% behind Trump here, but the guy's a good showman. What can I say? But he did level his gaze, his target, if you will, on Joe Biden and other people. As the London Telegraph reports, Donald Trump attacks Joe Biden at Minneapolis rally as campaign targets Minnesota. Donald Trump told his reporters that the Democrats were trying to erase the election of 2016 as he launched a fiery counterattack on Joe Biden in his first rally since impeachment proceedings begun. They want to erase your vote like it never existed, he told Minnesota and the Minneapolis crowd. They want to erase your voice, and they want to erase your future. Thursday night's rally was the U.S. president's first chance to test out a new line of attack against Democratic impeachment probe, issuing scathing personal insults against Mr. Biden and other leading Democrats. Like this.
He was only a good vice president because he understood how to kiss Barack Obama's ass.
Good, huh? Yeah. Mr. Biden, who's likely to be his main political rival in 2020, Mr. Trump said he was never considered smart. He was never considered a good senator. He was only a good vice president because he knew how to kiss Barack Obama's that. Yeah. Good one. At another point, he repeated his claims that Mr. Biden used the vice presidency for his own and his son's Hunter's financial gain, saying the Bidens got rich and that is substantiated, while America got robbed. The Bidens have always denied the allegations. But it didn't stop President Trump from saying this.
Where's Hunter?
Exactly. Where is Hunter? He needs to be subpoenaed and asked some really tough questions. Mr. Trump even floated the idea of producing campaign t-shirts about Hunter Biden, who he slammed as a loser who knows nothing about anything. Ugh. Mr. Trump also turned his fire on Nancy Pelosi, the Democratic House Speaker, saying that she's either really stupid or she's really lost it, to allow jeers from the crowd. U.S. President is hoping to use the impeachment investigation as a mechanism to energize the support base, telling the audience Democrats' decision would produce a backlash at the ballot box, the likes of which they've never seen before in the history of the country. Mr. Trump has painted himself as a victim of a witch hunt, the refrain he used throughout the Russia investigation, and is using the threat of impeachment as a rallying cry for supporters, holding 2 more rallies across the country within the next week. Mr. Trump was joined by Vice President Mike Pence, who told the crowd the Democrats have spent the last 3 years trying to overturn the 2016 result. Now, Minnesota, it's your time to fight for him, he said. Mr. Trump's re-election strategy is largely focused on his energizing his 2016 voters to turn out next November, particularly in the Rust Belt.
Where's Hunter?
Minnesota, a state Mr. Trump lost narrowly to Hillary Clinton in 2016, is a key target for his re-election campaign in 2020. Mr. Trump has been building a network of campaign staff and volunteers since June, hoping to become the first Republican president to win Minnesota since Richard Nixon carried the state in 1972. The state is also home to Ilhan Omar, one of the 4 liberal congressmen known as the Squad, who Mr. Trump has framed as the radical left who seized control of the Democratic Party. Congressman Omar is an American-hating socialist. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh. Mr. Trump said on Thursday night. She's one of the biggest reasons that I'm going to win, and the Republican Party is going to win Minnesota in 13 months. As he stepped on stage, Mr. Trump said in his campaign he had set a new track record, 20,000 people filling the city's Target Center basketball arena.
Where's Hunter?
But outside the arena, the city's political divides were on full display. Just watch that Tim Pool video he just put out today. Opposing groups of protesters began gathering ahead of the rally to express their view of the president. A number of businesses were closed all day, keen to avoid trouble, with thousands of anti-Trump supporters forecasting to throng the streets around the arena. Unperturbed by the rain, many blew on brightly colored whistles. Others carried along drums to create a din that could even be heard within the arena's press section. The raucous noise was accompanied with chants of "lock him up, lock him up, lock him up," referring to Mr. Trump. As protests grew raucous, the Trump supporters reportedly attacked and merchandise set alight. Hundreds of riot police were dispatched to surround the area. So a lot of Trump supporters were attacked Like I said, Daily Caller did put a video, article, and I think video of it happening. Billy Isaac, a cafe worker from Minnesota, said she had experienced the impact of the political division firsthand. Ms. Isaac began queuing for Mr. Trump's rally at 3 a.m., hoping to get a front seat view of the president, but she was not accompanied by her husband, who was not a great fan of Mr. Trump or his immigration policies. You can't even talk to the opposite side because it gets into an argument, she said. It's not a good feeling. I had a lot of friends that I don't have anymore because I support Trump. They just don't understand how I can, and I don't understand how they can't. But she believes that the ongoing impeachment investigation is going to backfire on the Democrats, just like the Mueller report did. Inside the arena, Jesse Wood, a 40-year-old landscape contractor, said he thought Mr. Trump's phone call to the Ukraine president was a bad thing, but added, should he stop being president because of it? I don't understand it. He added that he did not believe the Democrats feel strongly about it, but they're trying to do whatever they can to sabotage him.
Where's Hunter?
Well, after reading that story and watching the Trump rally last night, do I think it was successful? Absolutely. Created some more sound bites. He focused his steely gaze, if you will, on Joe Biden and his potential criminal wrongdoing with Hunter Biden. Focused on Ilhan Omar, making sure that people know that the squad, if you will, and Omar is part of that, is part and parcel of the socialists that have basically taken over the Democratic Party. But like I said, he does have an uphill battle, honestly, in my opinion, because Minnesota is a tough nut to crack. There's a lot of Democrats in that state. He might get it. It's just he has to fight for it. And just so you know, whoever the Democratic nominee is, they're going to be campaigning in those states as well, spewing their typical standard propaganda bullcrap. So again, there was one thing Trump said about the media, and it's right here.
About Hunter Biden and his father. It's not unsubstantiated, you crooked son of a guns. It's 100% true.
And right there, that attack was mainly in the media, calling them crooked son of a guns. I know he wanted to say crooked sons of, the other word that YouTube will probably, ban me or something like that if I ever say it, even if it's in a context of what I think he was about to say. But again, Trump is out there. He doesn't look 70. I think he's 74, 75 years old. The guy's a machine. I mean, I don't know. I don't even have that energy this guy has. But he's doing it. He looks pretty youthful. He didn't, Orange Man bad if you want to say, whatever. But his hair, it's his calling card, I guess. But other than that, I can't wait to see his next speech. Probably be more of the same. Focusing his attacks on key people, the squad, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, etc. So, again, there's nothing much to say. It was just a good speech if you're, trying to win over Minnesota and keep your base voters happy, energized to vote for you and come 2020 in 13 months. Laszlo out.
You crooked son of a guns.